everybody. What's happening? I guess you guys are doing well. Happy Thursday. Guys, it's a beautiful evening. I must just tell you that the streets are buzzing. Can I give this to you, Zimbabweans? Because honestly, what's going on right now on Twitter and what has been seen going on around the streets, it's just exciting. It's exciting because the battle is on, right? It is on. Honestly, I want to say shout out to you guys who just joined me right now and say you're welcome. Okay, to the regulars, I just want to say don't forget to thumbs up the video. But to you guys who just visit me for the first time, this is your home. Okay, subscribe to the channel and make sure that you ring the bell so that at least when I'm live, you're going to be notified. It is very crucial as we're heading towards the most exciting yet sensitive times of our life. Zimbabweans, you cannot afford to miss what's coming. What's coming for Emerson Mnangagwa. I know some of you have been saying, but you know what, in 2017, when the military were doing things, they never tell anybody. Why? No, hold on, this is 2025. And remember, you have always said you want to be part of anything that's going on in the country. This is your season. Now it's your time for you to engage and decide the kind of Zimbabwe that you want. All right, so for me, I'm saying lines have been drawn now. The battle is on, and I don't know what to say. I really do not know what to say. Anyway, I know that the 2000 don't even know this song. It was called Mukoma Justin, P.O. Box was so. That's exciting. But anyway, guys, I cannot wait to get into what's going on today. Chiwenga sent a bold message warning to Emerson Mnangagwa. I must tell you this, guys. Don't think it's just Zigananda. Okay, guys. And who is the chief looter in the country? Is Emerson Mnangagwa. So this message is not just being sent to mere small little boys. Everyone knows that these guys are being baptized by Emerson Mnangagwa, the president of Zimbabwe. He is the chief looter in the country. He is the godfather of corruption. And he also have said this before. He said, I created all these structures. I created them. So if you try, I will know who you are. Do not report my boys. They can do as they please as long as I'm here. But now the time is over for Emerson. I want to read what Xavier Bakaswire said. He said that he has paid people. Okay. He has paid people in telling them that Emerson Mnangagwa is sick and he has been anointed. ED must come out and explain to the party and nation if indeed he's no longer fit to lead. The fraudster is distorting him badly. I must say that there's a fight on social media between Kasukure and Tagwire. Interesting fight though, because remember, Kasukure has been part of Mugabe's administration that was also being accused of corruption. But we know that after Mugabe, we did not see anyone being arrested. Okay? In fact, Kwasukure went back to Zimbabwe, and there were times that he went to the court, and he was cleared of these charges of corruption. But we know that Muzembe is locked up right now in remand prison, again waiting for trial, where he's being accused of corruption as well. So now this allegation that Mnangagwa, he's claiming that Kudata Gwire is telling people around that Mnangagwa is sick. So I am the one that has been anointed to speak on his behalf, to move around the country and be campaigning on his behalf, even though he has to stay to 2030. Okay, so Mnangagwa is not well, but he has to stay to 2030. But then Kudata Gwire is the one that needs to be moving around and be campaigning on his behalf. I don't buy all these shenanigans. It's all games, dirty games, and I can say, Anesu said Zimbabwe can't have that clown as a president. I used to think he is full of wisdom. Imiwoye, the moment I bumped into those pathetic videos, Hapana Nejemun, I must say that Kudata Gwire, he's trying it. In fact, this guy is calling us foolish people because we do not have access to Emerson Mnangagwa to have all these dubious, dirty, corrupt contracts they are receiving. The small little boys that are working on his behalf, because you know what, because this game between him and Mnangagwa, I think now they said, no, you should not be at the front. Let us put some of these little boys who are doing the dirty work in other small businesses that are happening in the country. He has the nerve to come out here and call us foolish people because we do not have access to tenders. Okay? You and I, we don't have access to tenders. So all of a sudden, we are now stupid. Okay? We are foolish. But take a listen to what he said.
If you are not a tenderpreneur, you are foolish. If you are not a tenderpreneur, you are foolish. There is the biggest buyer or seller in this country is government. So if you do not want to get a tender from the biggest supplier, the biggest buyer, where are you going to get your business from? So anyone who tells you that you must not get tenders is foolish. You must actually strive to get a tender from government. Those who are saying these ones are tenderpreneurs are jealous because they don't get the tenders. Because if you have the tender, you will not say you are a tenderpreneur. In fact, I would rather be called a tenderpreneur. Let me tell you this. Do you know a gentleman by the name Elon Musk? Who knows Elon Musk? Elon Musk, someone? Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, is a tenderpreneur. Because his biggest contracts are with the American government. So he won those contracts. That coining of that word was done by white people to discourage black people to get access to business from government. Now, there are two stages of business. You can be a manufacturer. You can be a trader. There is nothing wrong with you being a trader. Where you have the access to markets, you must buy from this one who does not have. Some of the biggest companies in the world, like Glencore, are traders. Vitol, traders. Trafigura, these are multi-billion companies. But their biggest contracts are with governments all over the world. And those companies are white-owned. So we, Zimbabweans, must be our owners of our own destiny. And if I can get a tender or many tenders, I will get them. You can call me whatever name you want. I don't care. So you must also want the same to them. The people who speak the most about corruption are the most corrupt. Now, have you ever seen that the president does not speak about people? I learned from the best. The president doesn't speak about people. He speaks about his vision. So I follow the president's vision. The president's vision is not about corruption. It's about building the country. Now, the people that speak about corruption are the most corrupt. If I was to stand here and the guy eats most, and I start to talk about his corrupt activities, if I was to speak about all these people, Mnangagwa Super is the one of the most corrupt people I know is Xavier Super. So we don't celebrate people and they haven't lived. We celebrate about the way they're going forward.
All right, so he's accusing Xavier Kasukire for being corrupt because he said he is not corrupt, okay? He doesn't discuss about corrupt. Neither Mnangagwa does he discuss about corruption. So the only thing that Mnangagwa talk about is his vision for Zimbabwe. He doesn't talk about corruption. Did you hear that? You know why? Because he's the most corrupt person in the country. Why would he now talk about corruption? Do you remember what Jonathan Moy said, that Mnangagwa is one of the most corrupt individual? He messed up with the companies that were in the name of ZANU-PF. Money that came from DRC vanished. The money that came, the money for diamonds vanished. His head has been in many companies and that did not even yield to nothing that benefited the country except himself. I mean, it makes a lot of sense because you know where dirty money is, you can see by the behavior. But somebody dropped a comment yesterday and he was talking about how Mnangagwa used to be part of a gang the time that he was arrested, and then he was removed from the death sentence because of his age. He was part of a gang. So I said, a part of a gang. So how did we wake up in the morning and have someone who had such a terrible track record in the office of a president of Zimbabwe? Do you understand this? A part of a gang. Guys, listen here. Are you surprised that we are where we are today as a Zimbabwean people? That wrong is not right and right is not wrong. Everything that is gone wrong in the country, it's normal to Emerson Mnangagwa. To him, he doesn't see anything wrong with corruption. Doesn't see anything wrong at all in taking money that belongs to the state, in bleeding Zimbabwe to death. He doesn't see anything wrong with that. He doesn't see anything wrong with abducting and torture and killing. He doesn't see anything wrong with that. It's normal to him. You have never heard him one day condemning abductions and torture and killings. Not a single day, because to him that's a normal life. Let me define what tenderpreneur means. A person who uses their political connections to secure government contracts for personal advantage. Okay? For personal advantage. Get that right. Anyway, you will play the part yourself. The reactions on Twitter are shocking as far as Kudata Gwire is concerned. And his games that he has been playing under the guise of, you know what, I am an entrepreneur. Don't hate me because, what have I done? I am benefiting from the government. If you want, you can also do the same. Please, guys, tell me if it's possible to go now and really apply for tenders. Oh, there's no tender that goes to the tender committee. It's just, come here. How much money am I getting on top? 300% increase. Okay, go there and do it. Nothing. There's no due processes. There is no accountability. Now, Tendai said a new Zimbabwe must audit all treasury bills issued by the government in the last 20 years. Billions have been illicit siphoned off in opaque transactions done outside parliamentary scrutiny. One crook has been awarded more tender than any other entity in Zimbabwe, and he tagged Kudata Gwire. It's time for this audit to happen in the country. Which I completely agree. Most people were shocked by just the way that he was speaking. That does this sound like a businessman? You have heard that Kudata Gwire is a proper businessman. This guy is a multi-billionaire. But the way Kudata Gwire has been speaking, does that sound like someone who is a genuine business person? The way he's talking, the guy is clueless. The words that coming out of his mouth, but I should not even be surprised at all, because if someone is doing it wrong and do it over and over and over, they're sinking. They go to a point where they can't differentiate between right and wrong. So I'm not surprised that we are where we are today. And I'm also not surprised that this thing is going to end very badly for every thief in the country. Very badly. Tatenda said, how can Tagwire preach about tender opportunities while holding a monopoly on them? It is the height of hypocrisy for Kudata Gwire to advocate for Zimbabweans to enter the government tender business when he, through proximity to Emmerson Mnangagwa, has monopolized access to all major tenders. I actually don't think so. I think Kudata Gwire is simply fronting Emmerson Mnangagwa, in my opinion. Whether people like it or not, do you recall what Tinashe said? Tinashe, that used to work with Mnangagwa with their CIO and all sorts of dubious things. I don't know if I'm not even interested. He said that Kudata Gwire sits every Tuesday with Mnangagwa. Every Tuesday. The whole day it is just definitely scheduled for him. So he can give feedback on what's going on with the companies that he's running on behalf of Emmerson Mnangagwa. So we don't sometimes want to waste our time and really calling Kudata Gwire is just he's not an entrepreneur. He's simply working all these dirty games with Emmerson. Vana Wikino Shivai, they work for Emmerson Mnangagwa. It's clear here. It's clear. Guys, we can't go to school and be played like that. Let Emmerson Mnangagwa know that we know what he stands for. If I have to die, let me die with my truth, than to sit and be lying to people. Emmerson Mnangagwa owns all these dubious businesses. He's the one that's been getting me the bigger chunk so that they can play their dirty work in politics, buying cars and do all manner of things, because he knows there's nothing to offer except playing dirty games. So it is what it is. But people are mad because of what he said, that we're actually foolish. Okay? And then he says, you want to be a president of Zimbabwe. Why you call me a foolish person? I don't understand. I do not understand. Why you call me a dumb person now? You actually think that you can be the president of Zimbabwe. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on, guys. Zivu asked a question. And he said, on his question, who are Zimbabweans in empowerment programs? Only ruling party members or every citizen? And I've always been asking, every meeting I see in Zimbabwe, I always see those that are playing with Emmerson Mnangagwa. Anyone who bootlicks him are his buddies, are the ones, the same old people in most of these meetings that are done across the country. We see the very same old faces. I always ask myself, are these the only Zimbabwean people? They are aligning with ZANU-PF. They always move around with scarves. They're screaming, they're violent, they're disrespectful, they are thieves. They are very much incompetent. They're actually clueless. These guys are ignorant, but they always move around with Emerson Mnangagwa. And I share the same sentiments with Duma Boko. I even said, why do we even need tenderpreneurs in Zimbabwe at the moment, especially the people that are getting tenders from the government, considering that Zimbabwe is sitting on $21 billion debt? Is it not difficult to just buy direct from the manufacturer? Because what is the point of having a middleman when you know that the country is bleeding to death with a debt? Guys, 21 billion is not a joke. With Zimbabwe that is so rotten today. And we don't even have clean water, running out of our taps. We actually don't even have proper public toilets, like class public toilets, okay? We have nothing. The country is in a mess. Electricity. And you want to pay a middleman 300% interest. And it's just going back to Mnangagwa's pockets. And I stand by my words because Mnangagwa is the president of a country. If he knows that is not the one, how come he doesn't condemn corruption? You heard Kuda said Mnangagwa don't condemn corruption because he focused on the vision. 2030. He only focuses on elections, but he doesn't know accountability. He doesn't talk about money. Money is being stolen. He doesn't care. All he focuses on is I need to be in the position by 2030 or in 2030 or up to 2030 or after 2030. And then I can put whoever I want, my child, because it benefits me. It's like Zimbabwe is mine. Don't forget the issue of the Munumutapa thing that you saw. It's all a game. If you listen to that guy speak, I can't even believe Zimbabweans believing him. It's a game. Emerson Mnangagwa wants that thing for him. It's just a game. But Zimbabweans, we need to put a stop to this nonsense. Anyway, the nonsense is ending. It's ending now. You guys have heard very openly what Chiwenga said. And I must say, Chiwenga is not just saying things. I saw some people commenting that no, we can't just, we keep on hearing all these, threats or warnings, but we don't see action. All right. You want to see action? You will see action. You understand this? The action is yeah, and you will see the action. So don't just say a person who's just going to be saying something just for fun, just to make you guys, okay. Sometimes when I'm laughing, I'm like, guys, I actually lost my aunt today. Like at my father's house, there's a funeral as we speak, and I'm busy laughing here. But you know what? Because God is with me, and I'm focusing on making sure Zimbabwe works. Because honestly, guys, we have children. We can't leave them under the hands of these evil people. This country has to change, whether we like it or not. It has to change. So all I'm just saying is Duma Boko is exactly sharing the same sentiments. And then Chiwenga, Chiwenga has been saying a lot about thieves. Okay, I don't like to use the words Vigananda. It doesn't really speak to my language. I think it's more like it's in words outside or whatever. It doesn't speak to my language, the Karanga thing, So it says that Impava, okay? So he's literally addressing Impava. And we know the chief person who's the chief godfather of thugs is known, okay? Sometimes I look at Zimbabwe and I always compare it with the real criminals that they are fighting in South Africa, real hardcore criminals. And I see Zimbabwe, it suits so perfectly. But you know what? I actually have respect of these hardcore criminals because these ones don't terrorize citizens the way that it happens in Zimbabwe. They don't threaten citizens. They're just hardcore criminals who goes after the money and where the money is. But when I look at Zimbabwe, we are worse. Because even our people can't even speak truth to power. People live in fear. You can't discuss politics because we don't know who's next to you. Are they going to sell you out? Yeah, some of us, we're always being sold by people that we know. Some even stayed in my house. Okay, so I know what I'm talking about. Okay, when it comes to Zimbabweans and what they're capable of, they will do anything for money. Anything for money today. And I don't blame them because when things are tough, people can do anything. But let's take a listen to Chiwenga. Chiwenga, who's addressing Emerson Mnangagwa. Okay. For those that are telling me, hey, Chiwenga is weak. Maybe we need to redefine what's the meaning of the word weak. Like Chiwenga is weak. What do you mean by that? When you said he's weak, Paguita say. He's weak where? I hear people say Amos is weak, so and so is weak. No, people just play the game differently. Chamis has got his strength, has got his own weaknesses. Chiwenga has. Any politician who may come or we are here today, they have their weaknesses, their strength. But doesn't mean that they are weak. Just because people can't unleash violence, it doesn't make them weak. They're actually more stronger than those that are unleashing violence. So when you say Chiwenga is weak, I don't know what that means really. Forgive me, maybe I'm not getting you right. But we need to hear what Chiwenga said.
We all know that man does not fall from the heavens like manna. The time of Moses are no longer. Real business are built through hard work, discipline, sacrifice, and value creation. The day of reckoning is inevitable for those who undermine our economic integrity by engaging in shadowy dealings. It's coming. Let us not mortgage our nation's future for fleeting gain. Equally, imperative to this shared national and developmental vision.
I'm seeing someone who's posting that Chiwenga took power and then he gave it to Mnangagwa. My apologies. I don't know why it's carding.
Public-private partnerships and catalyze economic growth. We must decisively shun corruption in all act reforms.
All right, I apologize, but you heard what he said, that the judgment is here. The judgment is around the corner from Bava, right? The Zimbabwe. And trust me, it also refers to Emmerson Mnangagwa, the president of Zimbabwe. The judgment day is near for him. It is as simple as that, and we must never play with words. You see, listen to me, guys. If Emmerson Mnangagwa wants us to respect him, he needs to respect us. If you come here and get employed in 2017 as an employee of Zimbabwe, Zimbabwans, you cannot come here and then take the money that belongs to the country and then expect us to say, no, sir, no, it's not, no, we can't be afraid of talking that he's taking the money. No, he needs to know that we know he's taking the money. He needs to know that we know, because every report that we see, all the evidence that we see, my documentaries, Emmerson Mnangagwa's name is there, authorizing people from the Reserve Bank to siphon money out of the country into Mauritius, into London, into South Africa, into different countries. It is wrong for a man who came as a president so that he can safeguard the legacy of Zimbabwe. He's not the one that is siphoning money out of the country. You can't expect me to say, oh no, but we can't say that because because it's a president. It doesn't work like that. Because if we fail to call out Mnangagwa, it means if we wake up tomorrow with another leader, they can do as they please and we can't call them out. And this is a culture that we need to destroy, of a leader who says, don't talk about me. Even if I do wrong, don't say a word. But you are coming here as a leader, and you should be accountable, right? If you do not want to be accountable, you're more than welcome to leave and allow those that are willing to be accountable to take the space. You're not forced. If you feel like, no, guys, I'm here, but I don't want to be asked, leave. If you go home, nobody cares what you're doing. We say this. Let's just simplify it, because I don't know. Listen, yeah, I know those ones that went to the University of Harvard. We're gonna come here and try to say, no, you must remember what the Constitution says. Hold on. The Constitution will never surpass the moral compass of being human. Wrong is wrong. He swore holding a Bible. You do not steal. You do not kill. He said it, I swore to honor and respect the Constitution of Zimbabwe. So once he disrespected it, we will call him out. If he doesn't want to be called out, the door is wide open. He can leave. It's that simple. So that the person that comes next time, we can also still tell them the same thing. Hey, sir, once you cross the line, we'll call you out. But if it's this hard, you can leave. We must never look at a person who is a leader to be like they're God. Because Emerson Mnangagwa is not a God, he's a human. And he's just a human like you and me. We are the one who are propelling him to carry on with the wrong things because we are afraid to call him out. And sometimes I understand, for security reasons, I do understand. But then if we can call him out, let us do it. Because then some of us, we are safe. You see this? He must be called out. Emerson Mnangagwa, that's why he needs to be shipped out. And respectively so, he needs to go. Because it's not the one. I mean, if Kudata Grace told you that he cannot even shun corruption, right? He can't even say anything about corruption because he's focusing on the vision. He's focusing on a position. So let me steal all I want. Let me destroy everything, all I want. But as long as I've got a position, it cannot be. He has to go. Emerson Mnangagwa has to go. So I'm loving the fact that he is going now. And trust me, these words are not just words. If you think they're just words, give it time. Give it time, and the time is very near. And he also knows that even when they know they are trying. But honestly, Kudata prison is waiting for you. Life imprisonment. Oh, tell us that we are fools for not getting to steal money that belongs to the state. Let's wait until the time arrives. That's all I'm going to say about this story, honestly. But I should maybe read what Maware said first. He said, I must shun unscrupulous so-called business people operating from briefcases with no traceable capital or legitimate enterprise. This culture of phantom entrepreneurship, where money appears without any known source, is not only economically corrosive but ethically bankrupt. We all know that money does not fall from the heavens like what happened during the time of Moses, that is in the Bible. Real businesses are built through hard work, discipline, sacrifice, and value creation. The day of reckoning is inevitable for those who undermine our economic integrity. That was actually the words that Chiwenga said. By engaging in shadowy dealings, let us not mortgage our nation's future. I love that point. Let us not mortgage our nation's future because people don't actually see what's going on here. We are losing ourselves and we are losing the future of our children. It's like, you don't cut this. Guys, when I look at my kids, my brother's kids and all my children, and I look at these young people, guys, God has to trust us to pass a baton of truth and security. I can only imagine mothers and fathers who are dying today and they're leaving their children in such chaos, where drugs are just like food on our streets today in Zimbabwe. To me, my heart bleeds because you don't understand. And I'm sure when we get to heaven, we can be slapped because we failed to protect the small things that we have. Look how patriotic Chinese people are. They come to Zimbabwe, they take everything to China. To China. And yet, we're keeping Emerson Mnangagwa, who is chasing our people out of their ancestral land and then place Chinese people so they can have luxury life. You see this? And our people are on the street in the cold because they don't have a place to stay. Surely, if it's death, so shall it be. Emerson Mnangagwa must go. Emerson Mnangagwa needs to face his judgment day. I'm talking about in this earth, here on earth. Emerson Mnangagwa needs to face his judgment day for the evil that he has done in Zimbabwe. The pain he has caused our people, his day is coming. And it's getting closer and closer and closer. This is not normal. And this cannot be it. It can't. So I respect Chiwenga. And I say, Mr. Chiwenga, we have in this battle, Mnangagwa Ngayend, to the fathers, the war veterans, the military guys. And I know some people have been said to blame the military, but you heard what Geza said. It's not all the military guys that are involved in all these shady dealings. It's the few people that are being paid. Majority of the military guys wants Emerson Mnangagwa gone. That's why he's going. Okay, so don't blame the military guys and say, but why they did not act. Guys, there's always time for everything and there are protocols that you need to respect. But when you are left without no choice except to say goodbye, sir. And besides saying goodbye, he has to be held accountable for all the wrongs that Mnangagwa has done. We cannot afford to carry on with drama and allowing children to watch. Because when you go to Instagram, you go to Instagram, that's when you see how bleeding this country is. Because Instagram is for people that are living a fake life. Most of them, not all, but majority are living fake lives. Okay? So because most of people are pretending to live the life that they don't have, so there's quite a number of people who are always commenting. Because whenever you talk about Mnangagwa, they want to act as if maybe Mnangagwa is doing everything. They're trying to push a narrative that, no, he's doing a lot of work. Oh, Trabablas. Remember, Trabablas is a hard-earned money. It's not Mnangagwa's money from his pocket. So when you're saying that it's Mnangagwa has done work, there's no work that he has done. He's not the one that built it. So what work are you referring to? He did not build it. You never saw him there moving around building it. So you can't act as if he was. No, we expect more work to be done. Hospitals capacitated. We expect roads functioning. But we tell about a roundabout. You say all of us, we must stand still and say, no, he's done well. Remember, he's not doing it. All he does is to sign for things. So you spend 2-3 years signing for a flyover. Some people, I don't know if they think or they're just doing it because it's for ZANU-PF and you're benefiting some little cents. And I know the fight that has been happening between Gorimbo, Temba Gorimbo, and Enzo, the musician. I don't really know that guy very much. I don't listen to their music, but there's been a fight, and Temba is trying to tell them that, guys, you're being given cards to shut you down so that you don't speak about things that matter. Some of us who are here, we have been offered these things, so we know what we are talking about. And I don't even care at all. The truth is, you should never take dirty money to protect evil. Because what you're doing is you're propelling it. You are literally finance it. You are influencing wrong in society. You are sending a message that is not correct. Now, young people think being given a car is style. It's classy. It's not. The Bible says who doesn't work doesn't eat. That's not how life goes. You work for stuff you don't just get. I'm sick and tired of Zimbabweans who just like to, and guess I spoke about it, even a culture, I need to be proud of myself and said I worked very hard and I buy my Mercedes Benz. And you drive it with dignity. Kwani kuti unopiwa wachita zvekubhega munhu ane dumbu rakaita kunga meno anopfeka logo yeGucci. No, guys, it cannot be. Young people, you are better than this. You can afford to buy your own cars than to beg some useless people. I say call useless. It's the people that you're worshipping and you're coming in trying to try to convince us these are business people. They are not. Stop selling a lie to young people. Sell them the truth so that at least they know. Because if we do not do it, I can guarantee you the next 2, 3, 5 years, there are very some children who start slapping us and say, you failed to do the right thing. So I might as well come back and say, but I've said it before. Said this is not okay. It has to be stopped because we have children who are watching. We have generations who will curse us. That's why I cursed 2017, the day that I was dancing with my brothers, hoping that we were having a leader when Emerson Mnangagwa was busy, lifting up his head. I cursed that day because I genuinely celebrated nonsense because he has proved beyond reasonable doubt that this man is not serious. It's one thing to say you are incompetent. It's another thing that you're not serious. Emerson Mnangagwa is not incompetent. He is not serious. Because if he can manage to be taking as much money as he's taking, with all these dubious lies and fake contracts, and the man that is being siphoned out of the country, billions of dollars that are stashed in foreign lands, he knows what he's doing. You understand me? He knows what he's doing. These guys know what they're doing. So we can't say they don't know, because if you are ignorant or if you are not sure about what you're doing, Zimbabwe is capacitated with a lot of brain capability. Our brothers and sisters who are smart and intelligent, who knows how to turn that country upside, are there. Men of great minds who can advise him in the right direction are there. He doesn't want. You want these foolish gullible people who bootlicks him. So he's not serious. That's why I don't like him. I don't like him because of that. Listen, whoever comes after Mnangagwa here, as long as the person disrespects Zimbabweans, they will not succeed. A wise leader will come and say to Zimbabweans, come all of you. We need the expert hospitals, come back our children. Take over my engineers. Vakazara, most of my flyover when I come to South Africa, I could build one of my Zimbabweans. For your information, this top class, why does not trabablers? They are being built by Zimbabweans. Let them come back home and do the work. But Mnangagwa doesn't want. You want all these dubious so that he can do his dirty work. We can't keep on protecting nonsense because I don't want to be slept when I get to heaven, because I know God will say, I gave you everything. I gave you minerals. I gave you a good land. I gave you good weather. I gave you peace. I gave you brains. What did you do? You were sitting while Chinese leave their country. I don't know how many miles to Zimbabwe to come and take everything while you were busy fighting. It's nonsense. I'm calling men to take their place and be leaders at home, in society. Men, take your place and fight for the land. No, I'm respecting, what's his name? I'm started respecting this dude, man. What's his name? Maponga. God has given you the land. Why us as women protect the land? You can't sit with land never China. Imagine. Guys, Zimbabwean men, stand up, rise up. You can't. China from your ancestral land. It cannot be. It can't. No, it cannot be. Sorry, it can't. The Zimbabwean men that I know, take back your power. And take back your power and take the country. You should be the one mining in those places today. China, minerals. She said, Wamakomba, Makoma Atezia for all monuments. These mountains are, guys, they have trademarks. Our riches, and we have lost everything. Because of what? Because of just being threatened by thugs. Aye. It can't. We are taking back our power, and we are going to work together and make sure we build the Zimbabwe that God has blessed us with. We are not going to lose because of Emerson Mnangagwa and this recklessness of working with outsiders and make sure Zimbabweans suffer. It's not going to work like that. It cannot work, and it is what it is. We are taking back our power, and we are taking back our country, and we are going to fix the things, and we are going to make sure there are rules and laws that works for every Zimbabwean, not for Mbava. And Mbava needs to be locked up where they belong. And that's why we've been telling them to fix Chikurube. They did not listen, but it's coming. It may sound like a joke, but it's coming. You have heard what you heard. With the day of judgment is coming, he meant exactly that. The day of judgment for the wicked one is coming. And it's getting nearer and nearer by day. There's no way they can escape. The day of judgment is here. And it is there. And you will see. Mushanzo kuti yarira ngoma. Okay? You mushanzo kuti ngoma. Kana ngoma yorira. I swear. I love you guys. God bless you and God bless Zimbabwe. Make sure that you share the video with everybody so Zimbabweans know that we are almost there. Okay? Almost there. When they speak, I'm not going to sleep that day. Okay? So prepare the way. Prepare the way. Please thumbs up the video before you leave. I'll see you tomorrow. God bless you and God bless Zimbabwe. Bye for now.